Imagine spending over $1,000 a month on scriptwriters alone, still spending too much time on revising it, but with this AI trick, you can reduce that to $30 in half the time. This is what Mike did.
A year ago, I used to pay a scriptwriter. I was paying him about $1,000 a month to write the script. And then even after he delivered the scripts, I would still need to edit them and personalize them. So with Claude, let's say I'm saving $1,000 a month, and I'm probably doing the same amount of work.
Most creators on YouTube are using AI like Claude and ChatGPT totally the wrong way to get the scripts they want. They just give it a generic prompt without too much context and then expect it to have a really nice result. But think about it. If you're working with a scriptwriter, you're going to provide it as much context as possible, right? But the problem here is that a human scriptwriter has limitations on how much context it actually can go through. The beauty about AI is it does really well with a lot of context. You can give it a 50-page document and it can go through it in seconds and then have all the context you need. And this video is all about that. But we want to make it very structured so you're not providing it with garbage, but only the right stuff. By the way, the clips you're going to see in this video are from our mastermind calls. These are group coaching sessions from our community. If you're interested, and you can get access to us via Slack and on our group coaching sessions. Let's dive into what we've seen before. Before, we already covered everything you need to do to get started on YouTube with a solid foundation. Now what we're going to do is further deepen that foundation so that we can set ourselves up for success in the strategy we're trying to make next, right? And really what we're focusing on is the context profiles here. This is really good for your script writing, but also for anything else we're doing. The first layer is actually like the DNA of the channel, who you are, what you do.
How do you train it to make sure that it knows what you sound like?
Yeah. So I literally just gave it, I think it was like 2 or 3 scripts that I had written, like handwritten. And the way that I write those scripts is pretty much the exact way that I talk. Mm-hmm. So even to the point where there's like filler words sometimes in there, and then Claude does an amazing job of replicating how I talk. Because before I did that, it was using words like game changer, delicious, superb. Like these are just words that I don't use.
And this is the foundation most people skip. It's like your common phrases, your speaking style. This way, in our case, Claude has a better understanding of the speaking style and just how Mike verbalizes things. What you want to include is your exact word choices and phrases, topics you want to avoid, words you would never use, your credibility markers and your social proof things that you often use to bring over a point, stories and examples. Like what AI often misses is the anecdotes, the little stories that makes everything more personal. Layer 2 is your audience psychology. It's understanding your audience, but in a really deep way, not just like male, lives in the US, interested in X, Y, and Z. Now, we want to understand what moves them. What is their pain points? Like, why do they want to buy? Like, what kind of content are they assuming at 2 a.m. in the morning? Audience deep dive, which is really like going into the psychometrics of your audience, is like, what's their consumption behavior? What are they searching for at 2 a.m. at night? What do they care about? What do they don't care about? And so we really want to map out the pain points, right? What are their fears? What are they objecting to buy? It's not always money. It could be different reasons. What are the exact phrases they use in the comments? How do they verbalize their pain points? How are they consuming? Do they prefer podcasts? Do they prefer watching vlogs or a 1-minute reel? Like, what is it that they prefer to watch and what kind of content makes them buy? And most of all, what makes them stop scrolling so that you can grab their attention? The third layer here is really the performance analysis. Like we want to understand what works and then also what doesn't work. Provided with as much context as possible around the videos that have performed very well, but even go deeper of like what part of the video did well. So what we often do is we screenshot the retention graph, we align it with the script and the timestamps, and then the AI can analyze what worked, what didn't work, and how to avoid things for the future, but most of all, what to use next for the future. We basically want to provide as much data as possible that sets us up for success, and that could be anything from competitors trending data, keyword research. We want to include what to do, but also include what not to do based on past failures, what data, what words, what hooks to avoid, and so on and so on.
So Mike, when you're creating these scripts, is that to have something in front of you? Is that going to become a teleprompter speech? How do you get from the words that you're creating to what you're actually doing on video?
Yeah, so it is a script size, and it's so good that I barely have to edit it after Claude has generated the script. Once Claude has created the script, I just copy and paste it into this document. So this is Claude's actual finished script, and then I just open this up on the teleprompter and read it.
Layer 4 is the strategic context. For each specific video, we want to add the exact goal we want to achieve with that video, the exact people we want to target. We want to add the call to actions and the outcome we want from that. Do we want them to sign up for a lead magnet? Do we want them to book a call? Like, do we just want to build trust? What is it that we want to achieve in that video? So that's specifically for this video. The 4 layers is a good start to understand what you need. And here is really how to build up this library. So you want to create separate Google documents that you can update over time, because what you can do is you can connect it to Claude, and then there's that dynamic learning system where Claude can reanalyze the data even after you change it. And so it's like a living database. Notebook LM is also really good. The next step is prompting the AI in the right way, and I'll add the prompt right here on screen, and you can copy it. I will also add it in the description below. What I stopped doing is creating stupid SOPs that nobody's going to follow, and I created prompts on how to fill out templates rather than do this, do this, do this. No, it's just like gather this information, use this prompt and this template, and that's what you need. So literally, like, how to fill out this template is like that we have a checklist of things that you need, and then you add that with the template to Claude or ChatGPT, whatever you want, and then I will fill out the template based on what you've given. Step 3 is actually what you want to do after. As we mentioned before, you want to use past data to learn from it. So we need to document that very well. This is actually the final step in our 5-phase framework, where you analyze the data and then we're going to refine the strategy. But it's just already a good habit to have to document all the data from your videos, what worked, what didn't work. Bring the first AI draft as close as possible to the final draft by always feeding back. So you create your first AI draft, somebody rewrites it, and whatever is the final product, you then feed that back into your database, where it's like, this is the difference between what you've delivered before and what we want. And then you can also attach performance data around it. The final product of what we created might not be a good product, right? Like the performance data might be shit. So it's like either it's like, do this worked well, or this didn't work well. And so the more context you then continue giving the AI, closer the first AI draft will be to a final output that is effective. So this way your AI agent basically refines itself every time you do a new video. So success on YouTube is not about how much value you can provide, but like how can you do that strategically. Everything is very strategic, and so AI can really help you there. And again, it can save you a lot of money. Mike saved over $1,000, but we do this for our 7- and 8-figure clients. We speed up the process this way, and we get way more accurate results because we're not the subject matter experts, but the clients are. So how can we leverage their knowledge and turn that into really good YouTube content? Then of course we have our own script writers to oversee the whole process, because AI is still not perfect and there will always be refinements needed. The moral of this rant is provide as much context as possible. The more the better, but also provide very clear instructions. And again, it doesn't only work with script writing, it works with thumbnail design, it works with providing feedback to the video editors, it works with everything you want to do in your business. Basically, provide AI with context and you get the best results you can, as long as you don't feed it garbage. If you're in need of continuous support to grow on YouTube for your business, and you want to have what the guys had on the call here, feel free to reach out. We'll book a discovery call and we can figure out what works best for you. Also, go check out the video where I basically implement all these steps and use it as a case study to show you that it's not just luck.